Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. This is your tarot reading for the week ahead whenever you're finding this. If you're watching along as I post because you're subscribed, this is for the week of December 8th through the 14th, 2025. Okay, Libra. You have the Ten of Bows in reverse with responsibility. There could be a lot going on, and whenever the Ten of Bows or Ten of Wands comes out in reverse, to me can show that there are elements of this week that may come as a surprise to you. Your intuition may be on shutdown right now because you have so many responsibilities going on. Actually, right before I started your reading, I was thinking to myself, I had an accident earlier, like a few days ago, and I'm kind of stuck at home because of that, and I'm kind of grateful that it happened because I realized that I've been in overdrive, going out, pushing myself to my limits, not understanding how stressed out I was. And I feel like there's a reason why I thought of that right before I started your reading. Sometimes that happens where I'll just be like having my normal train of thought, and then a random thought comes up into my mind, like literally right before I started reading. And so the Ten of Wands in reverse coming out as your first card out confirms that that was a message for you, Libra, where it's like if you don't take a moment to pause, to slow down, something's gonna stop you or sort of force you to rest or not move forward. So if you're at a standstill right now for whatever reason, you can't go anywhere, or there's no developments, you're still waiting to hear back about something, there is good reason for that. Take advantage of this time. This is a time of rest, of refining your center. And what does that look like for you? I mean, that could be making sure all your laundry's done, all of your chores are caught up on, all your work is caught up on, and then some. You get even more done and you have even more time for rest and relaxation and recovery. And speaking of, you have the King of Water, the King of Vessels with the Heron spirit here. This is the divine masculine in their water element. And to me, this is a great expression of somebody who knows when it's time to rest, knows when it's time to party, knows when it's time to just celebrate life and lean back and enjoy one's emotions. I recently learned that most of the cast from Jersey Shore are water signs. I just learned that today. So the King of Vessels came out and I immediately thought of all the Jersey Shore people because, the King of Water, King of Cups, King of Vessels, whatever you want to call it. They represent water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Don't always have to, but when we look at the show Jersey Shore, for example, that's a group of people who know how to relax, have fun, and that whole show is based off of like entertainment, somewhere at the Jersey Shore. So yeah, there's something about this week that feels like, take it easy, Libra, take it easy. Okay. We have the Guardian, the Devil, speaking of Jersey Shore. Okay, this talks about our addictions, the things within our heart and our inner soul that need healing. So I don't know if any of you guys shamanic journey. Basically what a shamanic journey is, it's kind of like astral projection, but when you're awake. And it's how shamans go into spirit consciously, okay? Now, when I shamanic journey to the lower realms, which is where a lot of healing takes place, a lot of memory is stored, and also your hidden powers, your animal totems, things like that, they're all in the lower worlds. I almost always encounter down there a guardian, a sort of gatekeeper, and we see this in multiple different cultures. There's somebody who guards the gates to the underworld, okay? So that's what I'm seeing with this guardian archetype coming out for you. And whenever in my shamanic journeys I encounter this spirit, and they always appear differently, not usually appearing as a skeleton for me personally, but whatever. Whenever I encounter this spirit, it's because on the other side of that portal, you go through some sort of body of water, some sort of river usually, and usually you go in that direction when you are looking to take a look into past lives or things within yourself that are unhealed, picking up pieces of information from your past that are still relevant to this present day moment. And this guardian spirit protects you and will tell you today's a good day to travel, Today's not a good day to travel into those really deep parts of yourself, the underworld, being your deep inner psychology. Okay, so we could view it from the spiritual lens of you're literally in this spirit realm, traveling to the underworld, or you can view this as a psychological metaphor of you traveling really deep within yourself to find parts of you that need healing. And that's also going to play into why you have this space at this time, Libra, why it almost feels like the universe, the world, spirit, whatever, God you want to call it, is sort of putting life on pause for you for a second, or slowing things down, saying, clean things up a little bit, catch up on things, rest, and then there's something deeper that needs exploring within you, Libra. This could have to do with your emotions and relationships, leading back to something that happened in your past, whether that be a past life or your past in this lifetime. You know, some sort of wounding, some sort of repressed teaching, or I don't know, just something you experience that is causing you some harm. It's ready to be dealt with head on. Set the intention during this reading that you understand exactly what that is that needs healing. And then let whatever intuitive knowings come to you. Okay? Leave a comment down below if you know and you feel comfortable sharing. We have the Page of Bows in reverse with Stout. We have the Four of Vessels with Boredom. Yeah, Libra. I don't know why I feel guided to say, like, were you, like, even as a kid, are you or were you taught to work really hard? To put so much pressure on yourself to get straight A's and show up athletically, academically, work-wise, keep pushing, keep going, don't rest, don't relax. Or maybe being in environments for prolonged periods of time where you didn't have privacy, or you couldn't have that rest. Or some people are raised in environments where sleep and rest are demonized, as weird as that is. You know, you try taking a nap in the middle of the day and your parents are like, they'll wake you up and be like, don't go to sleep yet, you're not going to get any sleep tonight. Or you sleep in a little bit on the weekends and they wake you up or shame you for sleeping in. There's something here, there's a wounding here that has to do with overworking yourself, stress, and perhaps like not really allowing yourself to fall back into that play, that emotion, that love. And like I said, there's something about the universe is kind of forcing you into not being as productive as you usually are. Maybe you're recovering from an illness, an injury. Maybe you're out of work. Maybe you knocked the mirror off your car and you can't drive it anywhere and you live in the middle of nowhere, so you're stuck, you know? Four of Vessels can show boredom. I'm not a Libra. These are just some examples. Spirit uses personal examples and as metaphors in these readings. And then we have the Fool in reverse. In this deck, it's called the Wanderer in reverse. This is actually my favorite depiction of the Fool in like every single deck that I own. This is my favorite. But when it comes out in reverse, and it's right underneath that Guardian, that devil spirit, that devil energy, I think your soul is ready to travel lighter, more free, without the baggage, the burdens of the past. I mean, look at the first card out. Now, these both came out in reverse, but look at the first one. He's going uphill with all of this burden and responsibility on his back. You know, a big responsibility to keep the fires going in this village up at the top of this mountain, right? And then your last card out, look at that. With the Wanderer, completely free. No shoes, no bag, nothing in his pocket, like just completely weightless. Look at this stark contrast. You're going from this overburdened, stressed out to this very, very free. And it feels like there's a psychological, emotional burden you've been carrying around for years and years and years that's ready to be purged from you at this time. So I would highly recommend exploring what that may be through journal, through guided meditation, through shamanic journey, if you're knowledgeable on how to do that already. Something like that. Libra. Did I call you Virgo? If I did, I'm sorry. But maybe some of you guys are dealing with Virgos or Virgo tendencies, you know? There's a deep emotional healing taking place here. Definitely enjoy it, okay? Thank you guys so much for joining me. Definitely watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to get the fullest overview of this week ahead. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe if you've not already. Thank you guys. Bye.